The establishment of both parties hates Donald Trump and they hate Brent Jones, but the people love them. He's the founder of the Nevada Contract with America. I'm very proud to announce Nevada Assemblyman Brent Jones.
Up here and look at this crowd. We want to take America back, and you guys are doing it. So I want to personally thank you, because being against the establishment is usually a fight, and it's a lonely fight. But now we have an army thanks to Mr. Trump, so thank you. So I decided to endorse Mr. Trump because, like Trump, I'm a businessman, and I'm fed up. A couple years ago, I decided, you know what, I can't take this anymore, so I decided I was going to get into politics myself to try to make a difference. I thought that I need to help take America back, and that's why I started running for office. And it's not easy being in office when you have a bunch of establishment. It's really bad. But you see, the establishment, they don't get it. They don't get it at all. They've never even signed, most of them never signed the front end of a check. They have no reality on what it takes to actually make a business work, what it means to have more income than expense. No reality. But they are good at one thing. You know what they're good at? Spending your money. They're good at doing crony deals that line their pockets. But you know what the saddest part is? Is these people, these establishment political class, what they do is they treat the people that actually create opportunity, the people that actually create value for our society, the people that actually create jobs, like Mr. Trump. They treat us businessmen as if we're the enemy. It's got to stop. So up until today, there's been no elected official at the statewide level that's endorsed Donald Trump. Well, as of today, that's changing. Because, you know, I see something different in Mr. Trump. I see someone who's truly connecting with the people. It's obvious, isn't it? Give yourself a hand. Mr. Trump is a doer. It's obvious. He gets things done. Someone who's outside the political establishment that cannot, will not be bought. And we love that. Okay, I started noticing this groundswell of support just a few months ago, or about a month ago. You see, incomes, I have a nanny, her name's Shaylee, she's here today with our 2 children. She comes into our house wearing an I Support Trump shirt, and I go, wow. Now she's a wonderful young lady, but I never discuss politics with her. So I said, that's amazing, why do you have a, I Support Trump t-shirt? She just gets big old light in her eyes, she goes, my whole family is supporting Trump. They're so excited. And that made me, wow, that's pretty cool, right? So then I was at our local diner, this family-run business called the Country Cafe in the district that I go to breakfast with. And we're in there, so this is a family-owned diner that the people have to make ends meet, right? I'm in there eating with my children, my wife, and the owner, Trump, comes up, boy, he starts talking. He's talking for 20 minutes about how great Trump is and how we need Trump. And you know what? I finally had to politely say, please, my food's getting cold. I appreciate your food, but my food's getting cold. I need to eat. But the enthusiasm was amazing. And then just 2 weeks ago, 4 businessmen, established businessmen, come to my office at Realwater to talk business. But Mr. Trump comes up. Well, suffice to say, not much about business got done. Boy, Trump's brilliant. How he handles the media. They can't stop him. I'd love to be in his stretch room. It's just going on and on and on about how great Trump is. So I thought, something's going on here. Something pretty amazing. So what I do, I get a hold of my brother-in-law, Chris Shelton. So Chris, why Chris? Well, Chris knows Mr. Trump because he was on The Apprentice, so he was in there and did something season 3. And he was actually in the boardroom 7 times. So he was in the hot seat 7 times in a row. But he finally heard those infamous words, Chris, you're fired. Now, Chris left the boardroom in tears. But when I talked to him, he says he wholeheartedly supports Trump. In his words, Trump is an awesome dude. Okay? But what he said that was interesting is that he really went on, the guy is competent. Do we need somebody who's competent? Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So, you see that there's many people that are getting, obviously you're an example of it, that are getting excited about Mr. Trump, and this is the establishment's nightmare. So I decided, you know what, I need to look at his policies real quick. Now we've all heard of the policies, Wayne just rattled off a bunch, the border, ISIS, radical Islam, which the establishment can't even say the word, is craziness. But there were some things that are dear to my heart, and Wayne mentioned these two. First is Common Core. I brought a bill to get Common Core out of our state. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know Common Core, it sounds like you guys are pretty educated, and that's awesome. But I challenge you to go online and look up Common Core math curriculum. It is so convoluted and confusing. If there was ever a conspiracy to dumb down our children and make them dependent on government, Common Core is it. Okay? Well, the establishment up in Carson City, they wouldn't even bring my bill to a vote. They wouldn't allow it to be heard. They don't want Common Core. They want Common Core. They want that establishment slush fund coming from the federal government. Donald Trump is willing to stand firm and say, forget Common Core. It's destroying our children. Next, Obamacare. Tell me about it. I'm a small businessman. I know how hard it is for all this another layer of government bureaucracy, expense, and my own insurance way up. And what happens to the benefits? Way down. So we have our own mini Obamacare called the Silver State Exchange. I don't know if you've been following it, but it's wasted tens of millions of dollars just flushed down the toilet. I think it's over $100 million now. And to what benefit? No benefit. That's right, your money. And to no benefit. So I brought a bill to get rid of the Silver State Exchange. What do you think the establishment did? That's right, they would have nothing with it. Okay? So again, Mr. Trump's out there fighting the fight for us. He is somebody that's willing to fight. And that's what drives the establishment crazy, because he's willing to fight for you, the people, not for their country club slush funds. Okay? Okay, so principles, policy, you guys are behind it. So then the next thing the establishment says is, well, it's one thing governing or running a private business. It's another thing to run a government where there's required consensus. This argument is so ridiculous, I can't believe it. It's infuriating. And you know what story that reminds me? I read Art of the Deal when I was in college about 20 years ago. By the way, if you haven't read it, go buy it. It's inspiring. It also shows how Mr. Trump became to the success he is. It's an awesome book. But in that was a chapter about the Woolman Rink. If you guys haven't heard about the Woolman Rink, it's a skating rink in New York. Yes, you've heard of it. It's awesome. It's in movies, everything else. Serendipity. Well, it wasn't always that great. 30 years ago, total disrespect.